Turkey's president turning his back on his dear friend Vladimir Putin? Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Recep Tayyip Erdogan has tried to balance being the leader of a NATO member country against his relatively friendly relationship with his Russian counterpart. But in recent weeks, Erdogan has repeatedly snubbed the Russian president. Here are just 3 moves that seem to have angered the Kremlin and led Russian hardliners to call Turkey, quote, an unfriendly country. Erdogan finally endorsed Sweden's NATO bid after more than a year of stalling on the decision, delivering a major strategic blow to Moscow. What seems to have annoyed the Kremlin even more was Erdogan's warm welcome of Ukraine's president here in Istanbul. Erdogan expressed support for the country's independence and said it deserved NATO membership. Zelensky was allowed to take home a group of Ukrainian soldiers who were transferred to Turkey under a prisoner exchange deal with Moscow, a move seen in Russia as a Turkish betrayal. Erdogan's continued military support for Kyiv is also angering the Kremlin. Turkish-designed combat drones have been used in the ongoing war, and a Turkish drone factory is currently being built in Ukraine. Erdogan's recent moves aren't part of a broader foreign policy shift towards the West, analysts say, but rather they are tactical decisions. The Turkish president, who recently won another term in office, needs to attract Western investment as the country struggles through an economic crisis. So, where does this leave the Erdogan-Putin friendship? Is it at a breaking point?
So one should expect more strains in this relationship, but I think a rupture is unlikely given the cost involved for both parties, the energy dimension of this relationship, the tourist dimension of this relationship, the economic dimension of this relationship. What is more likely to happen is a gradual decoupling.
The Turkish president seems unlikely to sever ties with Putin. Rather, he is continuing to do what he has done since the start of the war, and that is balancing interests between Russia and the West to his own advantage.